In this video, my good friend Paul Weaver joins me to play Backgammon versus the Bot. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, so I can work on that. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations help me continue to create the high quality content that you enjoy. And with the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, it's my pleasure to have backgammon legend Paul Weaver joining me. For those who do not know Paul, he's been a little less active in backgammon, but he was on the Giants list the first 13 times, one of the best players of all time and in the world. So it's really a pleasure for me to have you. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you very much, and thank you for doing this.
My pleasure. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling very well, and I'm all set to go.
And for the viewers that do not know, I mean, you've done a lot. You've written a lot. You had that book with Nat Ballard. It was called Backgammon Openings. Is that correct?
Yes, out of print now.
Out of print now. I remember you were discussing the possibility of possibly printing some more. Whatever happened with that?
I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. We both have other priorities.
Okay, good. Yeah, yeah. I've been in contact with Knack as well, and it's an outstanding book. And you're joining us from where? Where do you live nowadays?
Hoover, Alabama is a suburb just outside Birmingham.
Very good, very good. And you're kind of like playing backgammon a little bit more socially now, right?
Yes, I have retired from tournament play, and yeah, I just sort of play some friendly games now and then on Gridgammon.
Good, good. It's always fun seeing you and reading your comments. I really enjoy those. I really appreciate your sense of humor.
Thank you.
All right, you ready to get started?
All set.
Here we go. This will be a 3-point match against XG, and we're playing on a beautiful. This is the Monte Carlo Backgammon Galaxy board. The XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. I'm sure you've seen many of them on the social media forums. There's a link in the description where people can get them. And you'll be playing the black checkers at the bottom, XG, the white checkers at the top. The two most important things are number one, to have fun, and number two, to learn. So here we go. 4-1 opens up with a split. And of course, just let me know if you want to roll, but obviously here we roll.
So is the pit count visible? Oh, I see it.
Upper left and upper right and lower right. And if you can't see it, just let me know.
Okay, I see it now. So I'm going to split with the 3 and come down with the deuce.
Okay, pretty standard. Okay, 5-3 hits twice. Okay. 6-1, that's forced. 5-3 will anchor, and now 6-1 again. So after the forced 1.
Going to the 18 point is practically forced.
Yeah. Okay. 4-1's going to come out. Okay.
Okay, so I have a 1-3 to play. Okay, so this is my first real decision, okay?
Yes.
And I could do the totally safe play, come in on the 24 and save the checker from 11 to 8. That's what I could do. But I don't think I'm going to do that. So I think I'm going to come up to the 21 point. I just think it's too stiff for me to come in on the 24 and go to the 8 point. I think I could find myself behind a prime, and I think I want to split up now before I find myself behind a prime.
Yeah. And let me ask you a question. Let's say before you rolled, let's say the roll was not a 3-1. Let's say the roll was double 5. how would you have played double five here? So obviously the first one comes in.
How would I have played double fives? Well, first I would have looked at the pip count, and I would have seen that if I make a non-hitting play, I'm up by 19 pips. If I make a hitting play, I'm up by 20 pips. So how would I have played double fives? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I would have just played it uh, uh, about as safely as I could have. I think I would I would pass up pointing on the ace point, and I would just come around to the 10 point and then save it from the 11 to the 6,
Okay, that's
and
that's
just
interesting because nowadays, like I don't know about this position, but a lot of the bots they make the ace point on head. The reason I ask is because I remember an article you wrote way back a long time ago called the naked ace point. Do you remember that?
oh yes, you're going back in time 30 years.
When we were all younger. Uh, what was it about? What was like the main theme of that article for the viewers to learn?
Well, that sometimes it is correct to make the ace point in the very early part of the game.
Especially once you've hit loose and slotted it, right?
Yes. So
Okay,
okay. So you're asking me about going to the 20 point and then and then making the ace point and yeah, that might be the right play. I don't
that
know.
might be, but I mean that was just something I was thinking about. But for the 3-1, you want to just come up to the 21, right?
That's my choice. I'm not sure it's right, but it's what I'm going to do.
Okay, 6-5. It's twice. All right. 4-2.
Okay.
Come
That's
second.
forced.
Yep. Okay. And now
Let's
not thinking
roll.
about doubling, right? Okay. 6-2. Okay.
Okay, so this is difficult here, okay? Uh, okay, so let's, no, it's not difficult. I just happened to notice I can hit twice, okay? Took me a while to find it. So let's hit twice on the 11 and the 5.
Yep. Very good. So a lot of people are afraid to hit loose like this, but what is the benefit of doing that?
Uh, well, I want to go after my 5 point. I want to make my 5 point. Some people say it's the most important point on the board, but in reality, the 6 point is more important, but you don't consider that because you're born with the 6 point. But as far as making a new point on the board, the 5 point is the most important offensive point that you're not born with.
Yeah, that's why Paul McGreal called it the golden point, the opponent's 5 point. Yeah. So I've heard people call the 20 point the golden point, the 21 point the silver point, and I've heard people call the 19 point the platinum point. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good. I hadn't heard of that before. All right, 5-1. That's forced. Double six. All right.
Let's roll.
Double
Oh, here's a
three.
good
Okay.
one.
So that's two.
So we come in with 2. And okay, so I'm going to hit on the 5 point for sure. And so now I have a choice. Now I have a choice. I can break the 8 and hit, or I can hit again on the 21. And I'm not sure, but I'm going to hit on the I'm going to hit twice here.
Okay. Let's see what it looks like. So like this, doing this looks like this.
And then on the
Maybe two.
21.
Yeah. So when you do this, you're up by 3. You do have a 2 point board. There's a block here. If you do this, now you're up by 18. The other way you were down by 3. So it's a much bigger lead in the race, but there's a direct shot. This will be an interesting one to look at in the analysis. Okay. Double 4. Okay, that's 2, 3, 4. Okay, didn't even hit here. That's interesting. But there's a
What
nice.
level do you have that on? That's really surprising. That is really surprising that it doesn't hit.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting. See, a lot of the times when I'm playing against XG, I learn from the plays that it makes.
Okay.
So we'll look at it in the analysis. All right, 3-1.
I'm going to cover with the ace. If I hit with the ace, it just leaves me with a really ugly position.
So cover with the ace and the 3 up like this.
Yes, thank you for the help. Yes.
I know you were looking at something else, but I mean, there's the other option of coming down. But
I want to try to go after the 20 point.
yeah, right,
What you
right.
call the golden point.
What I call. All right, 6-4. Okay, moves up. All right. Now 4-1.
This is
Okay.
turning into a very complex game with both guys having 4 guys on the other side of the board. So so with the ace, I'm going to grab the 20 point.
Yes.
And with the 4, if I make it, it's really hard for you to make it as long as I'm on it.
Right.
And then I'm going to play the 4 from the midpoint.
Yeah. Okay. 4-1. All right. Still
Okay.
rolling. Okay. Now 6-4.
So so I could point on you, but I don't want to put those checkers behind you and leave all the return shots. Not when I have 4 guys back. And so I can't move the guys on the 22 point. So with I'm going to play from the midpoint with the 4. And going out with the 6. Let's just look at that. Don't pick up your dice yet. That's 2s and 3s. I mean, could this be right? Could this be right? I don't know. It might be right. Put the 6 back. And okay, the other way is to come down to the midpoint.
Like that.
Yeah, this gives you a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this one, I mean, this one's only 1 blot. You retain 2 anchors. You have somewhat of a prime. If you get hit, he may have to give up the anchor, whereas the other way, there are a lot of good rules. I mean, I guess if you were white, would you rather be in this position or in this position? Sometimes I look at it that way.
Um, let's put it back and let me look at the play of going out with the 6.
Okay.
So there is some duplication involved here, and if you roll a 6 or a 5, then I'm happy with this play. But this gives like 16 numbers that point on me, and numbers that hit twice. Double deuces is real bad. Double 3s is real bad. Double aces I don't like at all. But with your other things, if you point on me, I get some return shots, and I have some outfield presence. And there are a lot of problems with the other play. There are long-term problems with the other play. Go back and bring 2 down. Okay, there are a lot of problems with this play. Okay, but I guess I'm going to do this.
This one or the other one?
This one. I'm going to do this one.
Okay. Very good. 3-1. Okay. So now I call this lots of blots.
Yeah. I do have a couple of jokers. My small doubles are all pretty good.
Okay.
But I'm not going to double.
Right.
4-1.
Cool.
I'm going to come in on the 4. And I could make the 21, but I want to be able to get out with a 5, so I'm going to make the 20.
Okay.
And hope that I get aces and deuces to move up later.
Okay. 3-2. Okay, makes the blocking point. All right,
Okay.
now you still got to roll, right?
Yeah, I'm in trouble here.
Okay. 4-3.
So my choices are pretty limited. I'm gonna break the 8-point with 2 checkers and hit.
Yeah. Sometimes these are difficult. One of the things that I do is like try to narrow things down. Is obviously you can't move anything back here, so just look on this side of the board, and I mean you've got to do something. And this is very passive, right?
Yeah, that's just ugly.
So this
The
one,
bad thing about this is it even if I missed, it duplicates my own 5s. But
right?
I
It
don't see
does.
anything better.
Right. Okay, so now it's a double, and this is a 3-point match. So it's 3 away, 3 away.
Okay, the count is still close. I'm down by only 5,
Correct.
and what I can say is that I'm definitely a dog. And this position is so complex, I just have no idea if it's a take or not. It's going to be hard for me to get all those guys out. And I passed quite a bit earlier at this score than I would for money. I'm going to let this one go.
Okay. All right, so now we're down 1-0, 3 away, 2 away, 6-1, and now double 6. So I guess 2 of them here.
Make the 7 and the deuce.
All right. 6-5.
By the way, at the end of the game, I saw my PR for the previous game was 12.
Yeah, we'll look at it afterwards. I mean, sometimes when it's
Okay.
really short games, we'll take a look. Okay, now
Okay,
at this
so
score, when you're at this score, 3 away, 2 away, you're going to try to double a little bit more aggressively in general, right?
actually, I would say a lot more aggressively.
Yeah, but obviously not yet.
Not yet.
Okay,
I'll
double
wait till I'm
5.
a favorite.
Okay.
Okay, this doesn't play so well. I would play 2 from the midpoint to the 3-point.
Okay. Double 4. Okay. Now you've got some work to do.
Okay, and now
4-2.
4-2. So if I make the 4-point, which of course is tempting, then he's probably just going to make a point on his side of the board. And so what I'm looking at is with the 4, I could go to the 8-point and then split up with the deuce. I'm up by 16 pips. Put it back and let's see if there's anything else. What happens if I split up with 2 checkers? I don't know. I'm going to try this one.
Okay. 3-2. Okay. 6-5. Okay.
Now he's playing on for the gammon.
Right. For the match.
And it
Shifting
looks
play.
like he's going to get it.
Yeah.
I've got 4 on the bar.
For now it's only 3. Eternal optimist.
Okay.
Now it's 4 again. There we go.
Well, I predict that I may set the record for the highest PR of any of the 3-point matches you've done this.
No, we'll see. We'll see what it is. All right, double six. Good for the race.
Good for the race. Okay,
So, trying to save the gammon,
let's see if
right?
I can run off this. Play 3 out and 1 down. It's going to be gin real soon if it's not already. So play 2 in, get 2 crossovers.
Yeah.
Is it gin?
Oh.
Here, okay, not gin yet.
6-5. Okay, that was a good roll. It's possible. There.
Well, I did get off that gammon.
Good.
That required a lot of skill to get off the gammon after
So
I had 4 closed out.
Obviously. Yeah.
I think I'll pass.
Yeah, you'll pass this one?
Yeah.
You don't want to look at the pip count?
I'm down by 65.
Yeah. That was one of my jokes. I think you're
Okay.
one of the few people that might appreciate my humor.
Okay.
Okay, great. So now it's the Crawford game. 2-1. Now 6-5.
Okay.
Double six.
Double sixes. So I'm going to play 3 down. And do I go out with 1? If the 8-point were stripped, if my opponent's 8-point were stripped, I would go out with 1 for sure. And yeah, I'm going to do it here.
What would be your alternative? Like bring an extra 1 down like that?
Yeah, that's the alternative. But I just want to see if I can get away. And if he hits me, I might get lucky on a return shot.
So some of the players that are learning about match strategy, it's nice to kind of look at these things. When you're at the Crawford game and you're at 3 away, you're not really interested in getting a gammon win because that's not that helpful, right?
Exactly.
So you're just trying to win a single game. And if you lose a gammon, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
Okay, 3-2. So here we go. 4-2.
4-2. So I'm just going to try to sneak away. And so 14 and 11.
Okay. 3-2 was hit. Okay. Return shots? No, not the right one. Okay. 5-2. So there's the 2.
And come in with the 5.
5. All right. Got hit again. Danced. All right. There's the prime. So that's the 3.
And let's go to the 3-point. I still have a chance to form a prime, and I would kill that chance if I put a checker on the ace.
Yeah.
So
okay. Now direct shot with the 6.
Okay, there. So we have a hit and cover.
And cover. Very good. Uh-oh. One.
Let's go to the 4-point.
Okay.
Let's play 2 from the 6.
Yep.
And let's play 1 checker from the 8-point. And now with the 5, what am I going to do? Let's go 7-2.
Okay. Now, if he rolls like an awkward 4, like a 6-4 or something, or double 4, you might be able to get a shot here and try to contain. Okay, so let's see. 6-1.
From the 8 to the 2. And 6 to the 5.
Saving 6, okay. 6-3, okay. 3-2.
Well, I was hoping to hit, but I didn't hit. 1-5 would have been maybe my best number. So let's play 2 from the mid. It's pretty desperate. I mean, we're talking, I'm well under 10% here.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a shot.
Okay, so he switches points
Yeah.
and he gave me a shot. Here's another shot.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
maybe next. Maybe next. Oh no, but at least it's good for the race. 1, 2, 3, and 4 like that.
That'll do.
Okay. We're gonna have to win in the race now, Paul.
2 in.
Yeah. Oh, these must be the Galaxy dice. All these doubles. We are playing on the Backgammon Galaxy Monte Carlo board. Look at that. It's still possible. No, but at least it was another double, Paul. Okay, now we'll analyze it. Expert level, well played. Congratulations. We'll go through all the moves. So the double six. Oh, this was game two. Start with game one, of course. The 3-2 was the split. It looks like it prefers the reverse split. So you're familiar with the nactation, right? The Z split.
Right.
Yeah. So these are close. No big deal. And then the next 6-1 was forced. And then the 6-1 after that was virtually forced. The others were kind of unpalatable. But this was the interesting one. It looks like it preferred coming in like this and playing 11-10, resulting in this position.
That duplicates fives, and there's not as much risk.
Yeah.
Because if he points on me on the 3-point, it's not as big of a deal as it is if he points on me on the 4-point.
Right, right. Okay, good point. All right, then the 4-2 was forced, and the 6-2, that was the one that we were able to hit twice, so that was good. Then danced here, then the double 3 here. Okay, so this is the one that you were contemplating. You did hit twice like this, resulting in this position, and it turns out it was very close with actually simply pointing on head. As opposed to this. What are your thoughts about that?
Um, well, when I give a lesson, I would say this is so close, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah,
Uh, I have a lot bigger errors to worry about than anything that's under 100th of a point.
that's a good point. When it's less than 0.01, it's not a big deal. Okay, good. So then the 3-1 was cover and advance, and the 4-1. Oh wow, it looked like it liked 6-2 better, like this.
Okay,
Result in this position.
it's
Yeah,
fewer
it is
shots.
interesting. Fewer shots, and also it doesn't strip the midpoint, I guess. Like this gives good 5s and 2s, and this is only 1s. Okay, that makes sense in that sense. And then the 6-4. Wow, look at this. It liked pointing on the head.
Okay, I saw the play and I rejected it. Okay, so making the 2-point is interesting. Um, yeah,
This is
there's
this is
there's a chance that you're going to fan, and this is probably the play with the fewest shots.
yeah. I guess when you're looking at these, like what I try to think about is like, let's say you play this and it results in this position, right? Which looks really nice. I guess it likes this a little bit better, but those were close. But what I try to do in my head when I'm contemplating a roll where it puts the opponent on the bar is think about the dancing rolls. Of course, here double 6, double 5, double 2, 6, 5, 6, 2, 5, 2, right? So obviously those play poorly for white on the bar. Let's say you make this play. How do those rolls play? Well, those 5s are actually very good. Like double 5, 6, 5, and 5-2 turn out to be really good. The other ones, the double sixes, actually not that bad. 6-2 is actually pretty good. So I see that you can swing like these good rolls into bad rolls. So like sometimes we could see some of this here. Like if you're familiar with the dice distribution here, like the 6-2 is good for us, whereas it's bad for us the other way. And the double fives go from good for us to bad for us. That's sometimes the way I look at it. There we go. Okay. You able to see that now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then the 4-1. Oh wow, look at this. This one actually had a big preference for making the 21 point. Resulting in this position.
Okay, if I make it, then the next G cannot make it.
Yes, that's a good point. And I guess if you abandon this point, or you're not going to abandon it, but you can come out with a 6 or a 5. But after this, I guess you could still come out with a 6 or a 5, and you'll at least have this point. And with these stripped points, it's harder to attack. Okay. And then the 4-3 was just like that, like we discussed. There weren't really many good options. And then, so this was the double decision. Interesting. It was still a take at this score.
Okay. Still a take.
Let's look at it here. Some of the things that I do, like when I'm thinking about it, is like part of it was the score, right? You have to pass a little bit more because you don't want the opponent to get to the Crawford game. Let's say it was an unlimited gamer for money. Let's see. Well, now it's not even a double. Look at that. But at this score, it was a double, but still a comfortable take. Now, I wonder what, let's go back to this score. Are there any changes that you could make to make it either a no double or make it into a pass? What do you think you would have to change in the position?
Well, if you covered my 4-point, then it would be a big no double.
Right. Right. Okay. And what would make it a pass? What if you had a blot like that?
Yeah, that would be a pass.
Yeah. What if you had the blot and you were like this? Would that make any difference?
That would be better for me.
Yeah, look at that. That makes it into a comfortable double, even with those blots. So that's good because I feel like doing these things helps me learn why this is a double or why it's a take and why it's not a pass and things like that. Very good. Okay, so on to the next game. Here we had the double six where you said just make the 2 points, which was good, and then the double 5 was making the 3-point, and the 4-2. Yeah, so you looked at making the 4-point, which was, I guess, your first instinct. And then we looked at this, resulting in this.
Okay, so I should have just made the 4-point.
Yeah,
Okay, that gives me a really strong board.
it does. I guess this does give you a better chance to make an advanced anchor, but it just puts lots of blots, like 4 blots, and then you can get blitzed out pretty quickly. This play was actually reasonable, and then you also considered this play. Oh no, this is the other play, like this. But it really liked the just making it.
Okay, yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice if I could play this game with a strong 4-point board.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things I've learned is like anytime, I mean, obviously, if your board is stronger than your opponent's, you're a favorite in a hitting exchange. And if white doesn't roll something great, that you might have a blot to hit in the next sequence or the next 2 to 3 sequences. Okay, so then you were hit and then danced, and then a 6-2. 6-2 was forced, and then double six. You couldn't come into here.
The
Okay, so
closeout came quickly.
yeah, it came in quickly, but we're able to save the gammon, and you were right. This was a pass, Paul.
Yes.
Have you ever seen people that take these types of positions?
Well, I've seen people take positions just not quite this bad.
Not quite this bad. But I've seen people like where you have like one on the one and one on the two, and the other person has one on the one, and you double them and they still take.
Why don't you go back and see when I was closed out with 4 on the bar? What was my chance of getting off the gammon?
It was 91%, 92% gammons.
Okay.
That's pretty good. So 8% is not 0%. All right, then the Crawford game. So 6-5, just run, and then the double six. Yeah, this was right. You bring one out and bring the 3 down. Bringing 4 down, resulting in this position was close, but this was slightly better. Very good. And then the 4-2. This was nice, and this was also close, hitting twice, but didn't really
I
make a
did make
deal.
a few correct plays in this match.
Yes, many, many.
That's reassuring.
Yeah. But that's how you learn. You learn from your mistakes. All right, 5-2, then you just had to play safe, and then you could have moved here. And the 5-3, again, the 3 was forced, and the 5 you had to play in the board. And the 6-3 was a good hit and cover, but you were hit back. And now the 5-4, you couldn't move until here. And let's see. What did it like? It liked this. It liked this, keeping the prime here. I guess this is better in case white rolls a double 4 or something.
Okay.
Then the 6-1 was just covering and sliding, and 3-2. I don't think any of this mattered. After that, there wasn't really anything we could do. Double 5. We got a lot closer than I thought. But that was it. Okay. Well played. And then
What's the reason that XG did not have a perfect PR? Did you notice XG's PR was a tiny fraction above 0?
yes, I believe that happens actually more often than one would think. I believe that's because the fly that it's playing at is lower than the analysis settings that I used. So afterwards, I used an analysis setting of like plus plus or something like that. So sometimes it's off by a little bit.
Well, I want to say I enjoyed it, and thank you for doing this, and also thank you for all that you do for backgammon.
My pleasure. It's such a pleasure, especially to hear that from a legend like you. I really appreciate it. What are your thoughts about this match in particular? Anything interesting or anything nice that you learned?
Well, the first game was a very difficult game
Yeah.
where both of us had a lot of checkers back. I think at one point we both had 4 checkers back, and those are very complex and difficult positions. And nobody plays perfectly, not even XG.
Now, when did you start playing? In the 70s?
Yes. The first time
That
I ever played a game of backgammon was 1976.
okay. And that's how they used to play, with lots of checkers back in those days, like slotting the 5 point and you know playing those back games. That used to happen a lot more common frequently back then, right?
Well, we were playing blind back then. And what I mean by that is that we had no idea what we were doing. And there were some people who realized that they had no idea what they were doing. And there were other people who thought that they really knew how to play. But yeah, it was a totally different landscape back then because there was no software that played backgammon, and there were really not any helpful books. McGrill's book came out in '76, and that was a great book. But other than McGrill's book, there was really nothing that came out back then that was helpful. So it was very, very difficult to learn to get to be a good backgammon player back then. And basically, what you had to do was to live in an area where there were other good players. Like New York City back then was where they had the best players in the world, and they played at the Mayfair, and they learned from each other. And then there were some good players also in San Francisco at the same time. And back in those days, the United States had something of a monopoly on the best players in the world.
Where did you live at that time?
I lived in Boston when I was uh, uh, from 76 to 83. I lived in Boston when I was first starting to play backgammon. And I took lessons from Bill Roberti. And then for about 9 months, Paul McGrill was living in Boston, and I also took lessons from him at the time.
That's fantastic. Two outstanding players, also legends like yourself. So, yeah, that was a good scene over there. I know McGrill used to play there. And Bill Roberti lives out in the Boston area, and I know Marty Storer is not far from Boston in New Hampshire. So a lot of top players out there. And I remember, I think Wilcox Snellings told me he used to play over there in New York as well.
Neil Cazares was from New England. He grew up in Rhode Island,
Providence, yeah.
and and he played occasionally in the club in Boston in Brookline.
Yeah, and he lived not far from where I am in Los Angeles for some period of time as well. So great, great. I remember you used to go. I used to see you at a lot of the tournaments. I didn't go to many tournaments, but I would go to Las Vegas tournaments, and I used to see you there every year. Now you're kind of retired. What's it going to take to see you at some of these tournaments again?
Well, uh, I don't know. I'm really not interested. I'm 72 years old, and my mind and body are not the same as they were 20 years ago, and I know I don't play as well as I used to, and so I'm just really not interested in competing anymore. I have other things that I enjoy doing now.
Yeah, yeah. Part of the reason I like going to these tournaments is not only to compete, but seeing the friends and things like that. So it's always nice to see players like yourself and others. But yeah, I certainly wish you good luck in all of your endeavors, and I wanted to thank you again for joining me. It's a pleasure to have you, and you're certainly welcome to come back again at your convenience. Do you have any final comments before we conclude the video?
Um, I want to thank you for hosting me, and I enjoyed it, and maybe we can do it again sometime.
Yes. It's always a pleasure. Thank you again to my friend Paul Weber, backgammon legend. For people that don't know him, go back and look up his name, and you'll see all those articles and things like that. And if you can get a copy of his book, it's fantastic. I think Knack sent me a copy and he signed it. So it's a fantastic book, even to this day. Thank you very much again. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, so I can work on that. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations help me continue to create the high quality content that you enjoy, and with the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.